Eventually, the goal is eventually to retire.
Do you have any regrets in your life? Yes.
You know, and if you can have work that is fun, then that's a good combination.
But do you have any fear? What is your fears?
But the reality is it doesn't matter, if you're Canadian, Filipino,
What is life's greatest lessons for you?
and you don't have to have all the money in the world.
And I'm gonna discover what else I can do for myself. I'm here at Oregon's Mercedes-Benz. So we're with Sir Steve. I'm really delighted that you allowed me to have an interview with you this afternoon. Just to give everyone an idea, Sir Steve is one of our regular clients at Subway. I remember talking to him one afternoon or lunchtime about an inspirational or short inspirational story about how business worked for some. And he even asked me if we own the Subway restaurant that I manage. So let us welcome Sir Steve of Oregon's Mercedes-Benz.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. Can you give them a little idea about yourself or a little background about yourself?
Well, I'm happen to sell Mercedes-Benz products. My previous life was with Sony of Canada, and then my next career is with Mercedes-Benz. So when I made the transition, I wanted to go from a really good product in Sony to a really good product with Mercedes-Benz. Yeah.
So how long have you been with Mercedes?
So now almost 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
So your position here is?
Senior sales.
Do you have any plans? What's your further plans after Mercedes?
Eventually, the goal is eventually to retire. But when you are in a business that you have established clients, which I have established over the last 20 years, my focus right now is just to make sure they are happy and that they continue buying our products. If you wanted to, the next step would be to get into management. I did management for Sony of Canada and regional management, and it is not always easy being the manager, as you know, because you also have to manage yourself, but you also manage the people that are all around you.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So I just have several not so personal questions with you.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
No, I mean, you got to be somewhat, motivated to move the ball along. I think I did everything right.
Wow.
Sometimes, people get a little bit luckier, and sometimes you meet somebody that pulls you up.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things you got to think about. You got to think about having fun and then work.
Yes.
And if you can have work that is fun, then that's a good combination. So I always enjoyed my time at Sony, and I always enjoyed my time at Mercedes-Benz. So regrets? No, I think life has treated me pretty good, I think, overall. There are certainly people that have a lot easier time in life. But I certainly worked for everything that I've achieved. I think everybody in the world wants the same thing. They want a roof over their heads. They want food to eat. They hopefully would like to develop a relationship with somebody, maybe have children, and all of that takes money.
Or requires money?
It requires money in order to, have the nicer things in life. I think, it just depends what's inside you and how motivated you are to try and, succeed in life.
Okay, that's perfect. But do you have any fear? What is your fear, sir?
My fears? Fears of not having good health.
Oh.
Fears of my children not being able to succeed. But the reality is it doesn't matter, if you're Canadian, Filipino, from Africa, from Iran, Iraq, everybody wants the same thing, right?
Yes.
just sit down with any of these people around a dinner table,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you will find that the desires and the wants and the needs are all the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you're really an inspiration, you know.
Try not to say no to yourself all the time. Stay positive.
Okay.
If you get a chance, start being a little bit more creative. Like get out of the office, get out of the house, go for a walk, go for a drive,
Yeah.
and let your creativity
Creativity, yeah.
come to the surface. I think that's what you got to be able to do. I think to be able to get yourself up. I mean, don't be satisfied with staying where you are. Find a way to go to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, going sideways all the time in life isn't always a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want a raise in life, if you want more money, you got to see what the next level is, and then find out what you have to do to get to that next level. So, is it education? That could be a way to get to the next level. Is it working hard and being recognized to get to the next level? That may be another way of doing things. But the goal always is to start looking at what the next step will be.
Okay.
And as you go through life, you know, your goals will change. So when you're in your younger
Yeah.
years, you want to climb the ladder as quickly as you possible. When you get a little bit older, then now what you're looking now at is more like, okay, how hard do I still want to work? Maybe I want to travel. You know, maybe you know, I want to relax a little bit more, right? I've certainly earned the right to retire,
Oh, wow, nice.
Right? and
Preparing for your future, of
right.
course.
But when you're an 18-year-old or 20-year-old, it's no time to retire. Now's the time
Yeah.
to get moving, right?
So what is the right time to retire for you, sir? Or what time or age or circumstances?
The right time is when you're no longer having fun,
Oh.
right? So when you are working at something and you're not having fun doing it, then it's time to either move on or retire.
I got, yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're learning something,
Yes.
right? You know, I haven't got to the level of president of the United States or prime minister of Canada
Yeah.
yet, but I'm sure it's not easy for them either. So, question is how much stress do you want to take on, and how many problems do you want to take on,
Mhm.
are
And if
you-
you're ready.
if you're ready to take
Yeah.
on those problems. Right? You know, find a level that you're comfortable at,
Mhm.
right? You know, you don't have to be a superstar,
Yes.
you know, and you don't have to have all the money in the world.
Mm.
The most important thing is be happy at what you're doing, and are you happy now?
Mhm.
And if you go to the next level, will that make you happier?
Mm.
So if the answer is yes, then you should find a way to get to that level.
Okay, so you have to push yourself, and no one will do that for you, right, sir?
Well, there's a you know, I mean, you know, and you don't want to sound materialistic, but you know, you need a certain level of income to be able to really enjoy life. You know,
Mhm.
there's a rapper song that goes something like this. Means no money, no car, no girl, right? Or no partner, I guess, in today's terminology, right? You know, you do have to make a decent, living to be able to afford a place to live and put food on the table.
So what will be your advice for those who's trying to get out from their comfort zone? And of course, at first, they're very doubtful,
Yeah, you got to have confidence, number one.
confidence.
You know, nobody, and you cannot, and confidence is not always in everybody.
Mm.
You know, and I'm sure a lot of people out there, you know, when they start off, you know, when I was 15, 16, you know, I wasn't outgoing person. I was shy.
Mm.
You know, you learn these things over time when you start developing some confidence. The other thing I probably learned in life is when you're talking to people who have made it to the next level and you are talking to them, don't assume that they are mind readers. They do not know what you are thinking in your head. The point is that don't assume the people who can pull you up automatically realize or think about you in terms of they will pull you up.
Yeah.
So make sure you have the conversations with the people along
Yeah.
the way and assume that they cannot read minds.
Yeah.
You know, what people don't realize is, for example, when they work in a franchise such as yours, you're learning a lot,
Yeah.
right? You're learning how to, greet customers, how to deal with people, how to receive the goods,
Yes.
how to, take the money and how to bank the money
And
and
even
things like that.
recover complaints.
Sure, yeah, there's a lot to be learned.
Yeah.
And so you got to start somewhere. Nobody's going to take you if you haven't started here. Nobody's going to take you to this level if you don't understand what's down here first.
Yes. After I've asked you what's life's greatest lesson, what will you tell your younger self? Since I'm really seeing you as a very successful career man.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say to my younger self is don't sweat the small stuff. Look for more opportunities and network. Get to know more people. Get to know as many people as you can. And and education is actually important. I think you need those pieces of paper so that the credibility is there when you approach other business people. It's hard to say because there are successful people that have not completed university
Yes.
and have done well. But if you have a university degree, as an example, right away there's a certain amount of credibility
Yeah.
that you've established. But you don't always need that. You just need to be able to figure out, where the next steps are going to be. And part of it is you have to be a good listener, and if you're a good listener, then you can become a good talker. Listen first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't pretend you know everything,
Exactly.
right? Nobody likes to talk to somebody that thinks they know everything.
Yeah.
Right? You learn something from everybody,
Yes.
right?
What is thinking big for you?
So thinking big was being able to do the dreams of myself and my family. As far as my career, I made it as far as a regional manager with Sony of Canada. I did that. It was fun. Try to look down the road. Don't be happy where you are. Go to the next level. And if there's too many levels to climb and you think the stress will be too high, then you have to make a decision. The higher you go, the more stress you have.
So what if sir, a person wanted just to stay just right where they are? They are satisfied with that.
If that makes you happy, then
So really happiness matters.
right. I mean, you got to be able to wake up every day with a purpose. So wake up in the morning with a purpose. If you don't have a purpose when you wake up and you don't know what you're going to do with yourself, then for sure you are not going to be happy. It would be a boring world if everybody's purpose was the same thing,
Yes.
right? There would be no artists. There would be no poets.
No politicians.
There would be no politicians.
No
would
no
be-
senior sales consultant.
No senior salespeople at Mercedes.
And I know I can do more.
So what's the next plan?
What's the next plan?
Right. So
Yeah.
now that you've
So here's my next plan. I'm doing that already, sir.
Right.
Yeah. I can write, I can walk, I can talk.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna use my skills and I'm gonna discover what else I can do for myself.
Again, you got to have a purpose.
Yeah.
You got to decide what the next step is. Are you happy where you are now?
Yeah.
And is it money? Well, when you go to the next level, it usually involves more money,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Maybe it's not money that motivates you,
Yes.
right? Maybe it's something else,
And you have to find it for yourself.
right?
No one else could.
Right.
And no one else would.
Exactly. Nobody's going to find it for you. You have to decide what you want.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for your time.
You're
this
very welcome.
afternoon.
Very welcome.
Yeah. And this episode 2 has been very meaningful to me.
Mhm.
And I have inspired by your career story. And I'm always telling myself, if you want to be smart, be with people smarter than you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir,
You're
Steve.
very welcome. You can